Everyone, hope everything is going well. I want to talk today about the fraudsters, the pumpers, the manipulators, and all of those crooks out there. But before I do, I wanted to show some pickups with some of the profits that I've made. I want to just put this and store this away for the long term. This is a original photograph, type 1 photos of Tom Brady. It's the snapshots of the first Super Bowl. And this is right before everything was going digital, so this is actually good for just storytelling. 2002 Super Bowl. Everyone doubted Tom Brady just like they did throughout his career. And this is good for story time, just as some of the tickets that I'm buying. And whatever you're doing, even if you're investing or whatever, I just like things that you could tell a story of. And here's this. By the way, type 1 photos I think are going to be popular. Now, there's a few things about mine. It's not going to be the scarce one out there of this. I mean, it is scarce because there aren't that many photos of Tom Brady, but it's a snapshot, number one. And then two, it's a little smaller than some of the other type 1 photographs, but still, I definitely like this, and I'm probably going to be buying more down the road. And I do think that these will hold value over the long term. Could I be wrong? Sure. But yeah, it is what it is. More of these coming in the future. May not be tomorrow. Could be months, years ahead. Okay, I wanted to get into the fraudsters, the pumpers, the manipulators, and all of that. And how you have all of these things going on. I discussed this many times. You had Ken Golden and you had Logan Paul. That sale led to the crazy sales that we had the last couple of months. Remember, Pokemon sold for what? $16 million. The Illustrator card. It was in a PSA 10 holder, going back to some of the comments out there. Originally, it was a PSA 9 multiple times. And that wasn't disclosed, in my opinion, properly by them. Someone saying, oh, well, it's in one of their videos. Okay, was it in the auction listing? I didn't see that. So when you see things like that and you know the background of Logan Paul, the background of Ken Golden, it's just wild to see a bunch of newbies jumping in and just buying up cards like there's no tomorrow. You've seen cards go up 5, 6x for many of them. Okay? Ridiculous, right? And this is what the hobby has relied on in the past. They rely on naive individuals. They rely on sleazy marketing. And they also rely on censorship of other content creators. But we could even turn back the clock. I talked about Nicoliano and Goonblatt, right? Pretending to be an Asian, Jungwoo Park. How many people in the hobby have covered that? People say, well, it's so long ago. Yes, it's so long ago. But the point was, there was manipulation going on in the PMG market. And as a result, that created excessive demand for these products. And once again, only the forums talked about this, all right? Even today, no one's discussing that. Why is that? Because, once again, as I mentioned before, many content creators are basically arms of fanatics and PSA. That's the flat out truth. And when you have content creators and I understand why some people may need sponsorship deals because, hey, look, it's a tough economy. Someone may have medical bills. Someone may have to help some family members out that are struggling. I understand that. But the reality is, if individuals are scared of speaking up because they're not going to get the latest endorsement deal, well, guess what? They are arms of the industry. So we have manipulation or hanky-panky behavior, however you want to call it, going back to Goonbot, going to Ken Golden, and you have, what's his name? Logan Paul. That was slimy. Content creators talked about it a little bit, but have been staying quiet, right? Now some of these guys are pumping freaking Mickey Mouse, okay? Mickey Mouse to the moon. It's ridiculous. They're looking at Gary V. Gary V's talking about some Spider-Man card from the 60s, and that card is what? Selling for over $100,000. All right? Some of the zombies are chasing because Gary V said, hey, look, this card looks cool. I mean, that's how utterly nutty it is right now. And it's an opportunity for people, in my opinion, to take profits for now. Cards will be nutty 10, 15 years from now, but that's a different story. That's because the debt's going to go out of control, the dollar's going to get devalued, and all that stuff. But that's a topic for another day. Ultimately, when you have individuals that cover up for the industry, when you have these sleazy snake oil salesmen, and in addition to that, when you have individuals that are manipulating, what can individuals do, right? Doesn't mean that you have to always complain or whatever. What can you do for your own self so you remain sane? So work on your collection and find things that are really quiet, underneath the radar. I'll show you an example. I bought this ticket. This is for my own PC. I'm not going to really make money on this down the road because who wants a first start for Greg Maddux since 1992? This was a 2004 Cincinnati Reds versus the Chicago Cubs. This is what, a $4 ticket stub. I bought it, I think maybe $20 shipped because there's no bids on it. This is something for my PC. This is what, a PSA 8. Okay? If I were to sell it tomorrow, someone would probably buy it for $10, $15 maybe. If I were at a show or whatever. So this is not for investing purposes. This is for my own PC with some of the profits that I made. This is what I'm doing. I am collecting what I want. And these are the type of things where I can tell a story. If you watch my video with D's Vintage the other day, he calls himself D's, and he told me that, hey, look, he appreciates individual, even if it's like Ken Golden, he was saying, because there's a story behind the card that he's selling. Other people he doesn't really like because there's no story behind it. With the ticket over here, there's a story. It's not going to make me money, but there's something with that. Over here, with this Type 1 photograph, like, I personally like it. I mean, I could tell so many stories of Tom Brady. Okay? I could talk about this the first NCAA touchdown of Tom Brady. I got this when he was at Michigan, right? Okay? At Michigan. And he was playing Donovan McNabb. That was his first touchdown. How many people know that he was playing Donovan McNabb and he scored against Syracuse for his first touchdown? A lot of people would not know that Tom Brady did that. Okay? Another thing. I don't know if I showed this in the other video, but it was 1996, Tom Brady's NCAA debut. Michigan Wolverines versus UCLA. Like, this is nice for storytelling. I really enjoy it. And yes, down the road, it probably will retain value 10, 15 years, and then I could sell it. But once again, I like buying things where there's a story. I mean, these are like the conspiracy things that I have in my collection. People say, oh, you have everything that's conspiratorial and you talk about Epstein, this and that. Yeah, I do. But there's other things about sports that I really like. I truly enjoy. And during this time frame, while corporate heads in the space are not going to tell you the complete truth, here's an opportunity to add to your collection and even to speculate down the road where things are quiet. So there's always an opportunity, and it's not always about, calling out these fraudsters. I am, or these hanky-panky individuals. It's also about finding what you like and is there a story behind it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.